Welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick synopsis of what's going on across the market to start this Monday morning the trading week this Monday morning. First, we've got Bitcoin sitting around 27,460. We're under the very critical 27,500 roughly area. That's underneath the channel, and that's the support part of the channel. So if we fall under that and get rejected here this morning, that would initiate a drop down to about the 25,194 level. That would be the signal. XRP remains under 47 cents as it sits about the 0.467 level. We've got Bitcoin, as you can see right behind us. The Dow futures is what we should really pay attention to. Those up 40 or down 42 points. S&P's down 4.50. Nasdaq's down 12.75. And then we got the Russell 2000 down 2.80. The VIX is up 0.77%. So just pay attention to that. We'll also take a look at the US dollar currency index this morning as it's about 101.70. And we've got the total crypto market cap sitting at about the 1.124. Make sure you hit that like button if you're watching. If you're sitting on the sidelines, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do these updates and nobody would know who I am. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of you watching in the audience. But at the same time, have an approach to where you're inclusive to the people asking questions, you're giving valuable responses, and you're being a ethical part of the community, to where you're lending a helping hand but not discouraging people from trying to get into crypto or trying to get into our way of our philosophy. Make sure you hit that like button, and I will catch each and every one of you on the other side of the intro. Make sure you hit that motherfucking like button on this early Monday morning, because I do a lot of work for each and every one of you, and I will not do any less work, period. So I'm going to continue to be who I am, and I expect you to be who you are. If you don't like who I am, or you don't appreciate what I do, and you're like, hey, you know what, you just don't do a good job doing these updates, you better hit that motherfucking dislike button then, because I want you to have a voice one way or the other. Catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this April 24th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, first things first, we'll get into the XRP chart at 0.4648, and we'll work our way out. So XRP is below the very critical resistance as we talked about yesterday. Now, the one thing I was trying to illuminate, and that's why I drew the inverted head and shoulders pattern like that. Let me move this. If this does play out, this area would have held right here as we illuminated yesterday. I'm not saying by any means it's held yet, but what I am saying is it didn't break down just yet. And we haven't broke down past the 4.4. It's a little bit lower than that. I don't know why I put it at 4.423. This is the basically invalidate the inverted head and shoulders that it's trying to put in. That's about the 4.404 level. And then underneath that, you have the 4.32, which is the descending triangle we broke out of. And this is basically the whole pattern formation is leading back down to it. And if we break back into there, that gets very, very dicey. This will get very dicey as we'll be back in this pattern. I don't need to keep this up because this will just confuse everybody, but that's where we failed to break down after. But it helped us see when we broke up how we were going to break out. But that's the pattern formation that we are very close to falling back within. And the bottom side of this pattern is down at the 35.9, 36 cent area. So we're going to have to pay very close attention to that on this Monday morning. But as of right now, as you can see, we're in this descending triangle in the little bit bigger time frame. It fell within a downtrending resistance, downtrending support, and now it's in a descending fashion. So we're going to see if we can get back up above. That's why I said this 494 was very important to get above and then ultimately break out of this 517, 518, 52 cents. You got to get back above this to try to push back up to the higher levels. But this pattern formation seems to be eating us up right now. And we're down below that 474 even. So we need to get back up in a quick motion here for XRP. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves very quickly at that 432 level. If the DXY does end up pumping this Monday morning, it would be a disaster for crypto. But if the DXY was just showing a fake out and ends up dumping, it could be something special for crypto. But right now, crypto is putting in a bearish bias. So as it being a bearish bias, I have to talk more bearish than bullish, but that doesn't mean that they're not putting in a trap for the longs, equally for the shorts. As I said, this weekend it was going to be a liquidity weekend, and it was absolutely every bit of it. And right now, crypto's looking a little shaky. Bitcoin, I can show you right now that it's under a very critical level. And we talked about this last night. If you get rejected at this level, you'd end up coming down to that 25,194. Right now, we're hanging on by our ball hair. We're at 27,440 approximately is what we need to hold. That's where I'm putting my level, 27,440. We came all the way down overnight to 27,000, but we've popped up over. So right now is nothing more than a wick in the 2-hour time frame. And the very next 2-hour candle pulled up and over this channel. So right now it's one of those things. If we lose this 27,000, it's so hard because we're way over here. We got to be accurate though. 27,450. If we lose 27,450, our next target, and it is a technical target right now, if we lose this channel, is 25,194. And that would all but put in this head and shoulders formation and allow the pattern to show itself perfectly. And then below that, it gets very, very scary. Because then you're approaching that 23, 25K area. And if you break that, then it's very, very big problems. We've got total crypto market cap, and I'm going to do this in a smooth fashion. It's up to you guys, though, to take control of your financial future. If you want to trade XRP or you want to trade your favorite cryptos, in the video description below and or pinned comments, I have two great options for you. There's 250x leverage trading, longing or shorting the market, and on the buy and or on the spot buys, there's no buy or spot fees on the buy and sell. So make sure you take advantage of that. And those are both in the video description below and or pinned comment. That's BITGET and or MEXC. And then if you want to show me personal support, in the video description below and or pinned comments, you've got a way to send XRP. You've got a way to join Tom's Army, or if you want to, you can send via Cash App. All of it is greatly appreciated. Now that's all the advertisement I do. And now let's get back to the update. Total crypto market cap is at 1.124. It's below a very critical resistance level, but that doesn't mean we're dying yet. But if we get rejected again, like I said last night at the 1.139, that's a very bad sign. We didn't break down yet, though. We didn't break the low put in yet, so that's a good sign that we didn't get below the 1.11. So it's a race against time. Can we get past the 1.139? Are we going to trend down on these what look like bear flags to start the week? Back down to the 1.095. If you lose that, just pay attention. You've got 1 point, and I don't like that 1 point. I don't like this at all because it has to be broken down a little bit more like that. So those are the areas, and if you break down below that, that's when you get all the way back down into this 974 billion and then down to the 892 billion. I mean, that's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we're on a time right now. We're in some volatility. So you're going to have to make a decision here. You can't always pay attention to what all the fudsters and all the bullshitters are saying on YouTube, because once again this morning you find yourself bent over the railing. I firmly believe their mission in being streamers and doing this on social media is to make as much money as possible through advertisements, therefore, and pushing other shill products. Therefore, they don't really give a shit what they're saying about the actual crypto market, and I don't even believe they actually are educated properly enough to be putting out this kind of information. So that's just my personal opinion. And then the DXY, and then I'm getting the hell out of here because I got a lot of stuff to do this morning, is at 101.646. And this is going to tell us everything for crypto. Is this putting in an inverted head and shoulders? Is this some kind of bull flag disguised within this inverted head and shoulders? Or are we going to come down and invalidate this by coming first down past the 101.162? But to invalidate this, we have to break the 100.788. And if this is invalidated, we will break the 100.34, I believe. Or at least come down there. As you can see, this inverted right shoulder and head and shoulders, but on the right side, is basically the double bottom here. It's perfect. If it were to hold, and if it does, you'd be coming up to 102.60 in the immediate short term, followed by probably a relief rally up to about the 102 or 103.674. I tried to illustrate it for everybody. And then you'd have to decide if you come up to like the we've already got the head and shoulders, so like the foot kicked in the sand part, and that would be up at about the 105.303. It would make sense to come back up towards the 106.2 if they're not letting the US dollar die right now. If the BRICS nations are taking control, this won't happen. If it's going to come in very quickly, but my suspicions tell me that the U.S. is not just ready to let the U.S. dollar die just exactly yet, because they're not ready yet in their master plan. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag FUD Assassins. And remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, what the hell is the point on this journey? You can continue to watch these motherfuckers out here that are trying to bend you over. Or you can take somebody for real who's not charging you a red cent and who's here every single day, regardless of what's going on. Because I want every single one of you to get ahead.